We had an argument in Korea. Like they want to release this film, other festival, and they screened this at the market in German, Berlin, and Sabrina and Thomas text me, you have to come to Udine. So I said, okay. So I told my company, I'm going to Udine. And here I am. I love Udine because like they make me a Cinderella all the time. I feel like I'm a princess here. And I go back to normal life, the maid life when I go back to Korea. But here, the people here make me feel so special. And like the crowd response is amazing. The audience, it's amazing. That's why every time I come here, I get like really confident when I go back. So that's why. I wasn't happy with my film personally, and I watched the film in 2 months. And I was looking at all the mistakes that I make and blah blah. I was pretty depressed when I was watching the film. Then all of a sudden people start clapping. I was like, whoa, what's going on? It was amazing. But in Korea, people didn't like the film. Yeah, they take it very differently. It's they want the film to be more serious. Yeah, but I guess I kind of insult the history, kind of thing. Yeah, I wanted to go more, add more flavor to it, and I wanted to make a story about two-person, not four. But as the budget gets bigger, and they want some, I mean, two of those young actors are really hottest in Korea. One of the hottest actress and hottest actor in Korea. So and they came in, and the story really got big. So I couldn't really go into their relationship kind of thing. That's something that I'm not happy with. I worked with a major studio in Korea, major producer, like most famous, notorious producer Kim Soo-jin. I mean, I know her well. We went to same school together, and I love her. But very hard producer, and she knows. I mean, it's her story too. She wrote this thing with the writer, so she has a certain way of looking at this script. But she let me do whatever I want, and she's a really good producer. But in the end, in the editing room, what's different? It's like everybody has a different thought, and the investor wants this scene. So there was a lot of compromise that I have to do. But some part they were right. I realized yesterday, they were right, kind of thing. But it was a very different experience. Like even the interview, I have a I have a script that I could only say certain things. It was a very different experience. See, for me, I don't like period piece at all. I don't even watch it. When I'm in Korea, I never watch like the period piece drama. But for me, like period piece is a fantasy, like the fable. So that's how I took this film as. It's a fairy tale. So that was my take on this story. But yeah, but you know, that was a different point of view. With me and the investor. Investor wanted to more historical stuff, very serious. But I wanted to do more fantasy, like because like I mean it's a fantasy because like 500 years ago you don't even know what they did. It's all people are guessing. The historian made this up, the Korean history, and you don't know what they really were. It's all like from like this piece of history, that piece of history, like put together. But that's why it was a fantasy for me. My costume designer is the top costume designer that did all the Park Chan-wook's film, Old Boy from. And when I first got the script, she's the first person I went to. I got this script, you have to do it. And call me in 2 days. And she called me. She said, she'll do it. But she said, you have to promise me. You got to do real humble. Not those fake stuff on the dramas. You got to do real humble. Because like, original script was some European museum discovered this dress, very Western dress, before their like Renaissance period. It turns out to be made by some Korean guy, the Queen's clothes. So I wanted to make it a little bit Western, thinking, and my costume designer was saying like, then what are you gonna say about Korean dress? Like the Western dress is better than Korean dress. Is that what you want to say in this movie? Then I thought about it. Okay, then maybe I'm wrong. So what we did was like we went through all the hanbok in Joseon Dynasty 500, and we start mixing it. So that's why this movie doesn't have. We don't talk about like sudden king. Like every Korean like period drama has like which the king, like Yeongsang or whatever the king, exact period. But we didn't have it. We just said Joseon somewhere, like in 500 years. So we mixed all these clothes. So all these hanboks are real hanbok that existed.
Okay, so
Yeah,
they're real.
yeah, they're all real. And even the fabric is real, and it's all made by the craftsman, real craftsman. So one of the king's clothes is like just clothes itself is like $10,000, $100,000 per piece, and took them 6 months to do it. They dyed, they colored it in old ways. Took them months to do it, but a lot of people don't know it. Because a lot of people think the real hanbok is from like TV drama, the silk one. The Korean people didn't wear silk one till later. They use like hemp to make it, and we use all the real hemp. Yeah, I mean, I never said this anywhere else, but I wanted old Taylor, the real old Taylor, to be a gay.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, no, seriously, because like the Korean in the back in the days, you get married like when you're 10, and everybody gets married. But he's not in this movie. He's not married, and to have a relationship like that, there must be a love. So I wanted to do a little the gay story to it. Then it didn't work because like investor hated it. I couldn't convince them, and the actor hated it.
Such a pity.
It could have been more beautiful film, seriously. I think we're on the verge of the biggest risk now, because like we're all directors and everybody. We're making a factory films. Like all the conglomerates owns the theaters and the investing, and they have a production, and the budget's getting bigger, and everybody wants to stay safe side. So we don't do any more edgy film or original film. It's all like very safe film. That's why I hated it.
It is.
It's. I mean, there's so much money right now in Korean film. Like everybody wants to invest, but the script and rest of them sucks. Seriously, it's all family, tear jerking, like fake emotions,
Safe project.
safe projects. Nobody wants to take a. It's a big company. They need to make money, and they don't want to take a risk. And the directors, who's working on, the budget's so high, they're afraid. And it's all about like box office now. So if you have to make, I mean, you have to be successful to make a next film. So all the directors are stressing out because they're the one who has to be responsible. So they don't take in. So it's like people stop taking like risk. The film that I think it's gonna win is Cart,
Okay,
the Korean film.
I haven't seen it yet.
Ah, it's a perfect film, and very social. I That's the kind of movie that really make you cry. I'm writing a musical. It's gonna be the stupidest movie. I don't know if people are gonna invest, but it's a musical about. It's a ripoff from Wizard of Oz, Korean version. And I'm writing it, but as I'm writing it, I'm asking myself, "Oh, this is way too stupid. Is anyone gonna ever invest on this?" I'm just worried, but it's gonna take a while. And before that, I'm gonna go China to do a romantic comedy with the Chinese cast.
So, and hopefully we will see Wizard of Oz here.
Yeah, of course, man. I'm definitely gonna come back here. This is like my seriously. Seconda cosa. Yeah, casa. Yeah, yeah.